the hitch mechanisms of this trailer combination. So I'm gonna make other videos like basically how I built these trailers, but here you can see one of the shopping cart frames here. I already this one was binding, so I grinded a slot out, same as right there, to remove the bearings, because it still works like this with no bearings. If the bearings on this one was binding, it was turning, but it was binding, so you don't want that. So I just removed that. It's gonna work just fine. So I'm just using bolts here. You may want to use a lock nut, but this seems to work. Over here we have some kind of other caster. It's not a shopping cart because it's got like a 4-bolt base. I hooked it on with just 2 bolts here, and then I drilled a new hole over here just to fit it onto this trailer, the F-150 trailer. So as we move up, this thing is 20 feet long altogether. So for the hitch on this one, again, it's a shopping cart thing. I put some oil in there so it turns good. And then over here, I bent this bar. You don't need something this heavy. This is going to be very hard to bend. This is like a 1/4 inch or something. And then I bolted it on to the rest of my frame. And I put like a 90-degree kind of a bend to attach it. So this is very heavy duty. You might not need something this heavy duty. You could use aluminum. And then I use some bed frames here. So I have another kind of like a caster. This is not shopping cart. This is just like a regular from the store you buy with the 4-bolt base. Again, a bolt connecting them. So the clearance is like perfect for this. There's no play, you know. You don't even need this nut almost. So for this dolly trailer, this is what's connecting to your bike. The reason why this is so good is you can push down here with all your weight, and nothing's holding the bike, and it's not going to really affect anything. Like if you watch the bike there, like I'm putting all my weight down, it's not even moving the bike. That's showing that all the weight is going on these wheels and the trailer wheels. You can put like basically as much weight here as you want. Okay, so for the hitching of this dolly, this is an aluminum frame, by the way. So what it is here is that's the part of like one of these razor things that I took apart, and then I bolted it. You gotta get the drilling like square. I didn't get this perfectly square, so it's a little off, but it doesn't really matter that much. So I bolted it inside this frame here, and then I put one of these lock washers for like threaded headsets to attach the green thing. So this arm right here, it's from these kids scooters. Here's 2 of them right here. This one is actually really good, this one over here, because the weld in there is a very clean weld. You want this arm here to have not too much play. Like when I move that, you don't want it to be going, but the thing is, you need a bit of play like this, because that weld in there, if you put a shim, something like this is a shower rod, aluminum. So when you put this shim inside to take up that play, if the weld is really bad, you won't have free movement of this arm. That's what you don't want. You want this thing to just fly around. A seat clamp, these quick release ones, and you can just lock it onto the seat post, and you can also drill. I drilled this one for something else, but you can drill it and right through that, and that way this thing will not move. Like, I sawed off like a seat clamp from an old bike, and I just clamped it to the shim that's inside there. But the problem with that is that I had to put a lot of rubber grips, hand grips over here, so that this arm does not move up. So now this thing cannot go up. And you can put a shim inside there. But like I said, the weld in this one is very bad. Maybe it'll be better for this one, just to leave it the way it is with no shim. So use something like this. This is from all those razor scooters. You can use this instead of that quick release clamp. This is actually better because it has a a smooth surface all along here. Unlike that quick release is two different kind of levels from like a weightlifting set for the bicep curl. So basically you can make something like this, just put a bolt in the middle, but this will not turn sideways. That's the problem with this. What you want is basically what I did. These shopping cart style casters, you can get as many of these as you want from the metal scrap yards. There are lots of these carts there in the trash. You just take these things off, or ask those guys for those things, right? If you can't get this, because this is really heavy duty, you can go a lot lighter by finding yourself a ripstick. So these things, this is two wheels from the ripstick, these casters. So basically that's going to be the same thing, and this is going to turn really nice. So you're going to remove the wheels and you're going to join them. It doesn't have the, you could drill it out and put a bolt. So you could still use something like this and just basically turn it into that. But this is, I find, these are the best. You couldn't find these things like these shopping cart in like rivers and creeks. These things are abandoned everywhere. And you can just kind of like screw it in, because this is all threaded. Screw it into this thing, and I put two bolts to lock this at one end into the thing so it doesn't turn. Because this part over here will turn freely on you. That's the design of these shock absorbers. This thing just moves, no problem. I put this rubber hand grip to make sure it doesn't like extend in and out like a shock absorber would, like right here to connect to your trailer, something like that.